So we're now joined by the one or the three and only Restless Roads. How are you guys doing?
Hey, y'all. We're great. We're here in Nashville. Beautiful day. And yeah, we're super excited to be talking with you guys.
And we're super jealous that you're in such a sunny place right now.
It's beautiful here today.
We might, we talked about doing one of our favorite pastimes and go throw some disc golf. You know, I don't know if y'all have heard of that. It's basically golf, but with
Frisbees.
You know, we don't call them frisbees.
That's actually an offensive term. You got to say disc. It's a disc.
It's a disc.
Yeah. We use frisbee across here.
Yeah, we say frisbee.
Yeah.
if people say we start throwing discs, people are thinking CDs and stuff like that.
Oh,
you don't want to start throwing CDs at people. Like,
we've got a similar sport across here, but it's called like foot golf. So you play with like a football or a soccer ball.
Okay. I've never played that. That's pretty cool.
And you kick it towards like the hole, and it's like a big hole sort of thing. So it's just like golf, but with your foot.
So I like that.
I feel like I would really like that. I grew up playing soccer or football, so that would be. We're gonna have to try.
We're gonna have to maybe there's some here. I don't know.
Yeah, it just could be a business idea for you guys. You know, just a side hustle on music. Just set something up in Nashville. You know, obviously Nashville's got their new soccer team out there, so
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have something in line with that.
They're building the stadium right now, so it's been wow. Honestly, it's pretty big. I drove by it the other day. It's over by the fairgrounds. So
that's
who
awesome.
knows? Maybe we should just sing the national anthem when it opens up.
That would be awesome.
We're putting it out there into the world, you know?
Yeah, that's it. We'll make sure that gets posted. Oh, there's the unicorn mug. Every time I see that, I'm going to make a point of it. Like I hope someone's going to be talking, and I'm just going to go unicorn.
Boom. So one of our managers, she's a huge fan of unicorns. So we're at her office right now, and she's got posters and coffee mugs and whatever else unicorn themed.
I'm sorry, we haven't let you even ask a question.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
We've been hanging so hard that we lost sight.
Well, I mean, the first question, I guess, would be like, why your love for unicorns? Like, no.
we inherited it.
I grew up with My Little Pony, so you know.
You showed your age there, no.
Hey, well done. He's still younger than me.
Yeah. That's enough said.
Yeah, we'll not go into age. All right, okay, finally, we'll get some questions. Now, the first one, and this one is going to be very interesting because there's three of you. It would be amazing to hear a little bit of how you guys became Restless Road. Obviously, I know there's a story behind it.
We have quite the origin story. We've been a band now for almost 9 years, and the band first started with me and Colton, and we auditioned for the TV show X Factor, which I know was really big in the UK, and Simon Cowell brought it over to the United States, and we were on season 3, and that's actually where we met Kane Brown as well. He was a contestant, and Simon asked all 4 of us if we wanted to be in Restless Road. Kane decided he wanted to go his own direction, and the 3 of us continued on and got 4th place on the show, and that kind of kick-started our journey and our dream of being in a band together. And you know, after the show ended, a couple years later, Garrett joined the band and added his flavor to it. And geez, I don't know, 7 years after the X Factor, 7 years later down the road was probably when Kane Brown called us, and that kind of reignited everything. And that was really the big opportunity, a big break that we needed. And we're just so happy that he's in our lives and the team that we have now.
That's awesome.
So when like you contacted Garrett, it was over Twitter, wasn't it? And you were studying at university or college?
Yeah, no, I was actually in high school still.
Right.
So I was just posting covers on YouTube, trying to, you know, put myself out there, try to do the country music thing. And I'd actually seen these guys on the TV show. So I was actually like a low-key fan of theirs. And so when I got the message over Twitter, I was super shocked. And I had no idea why they were reaching out, because I was like, what do these guys want? Like, they went on this big TV show. Like, I follow them, and ended up talking for a few weeks. I flew down, met the guys, and it was a great fit. And I ended up leaving school and joining the band. Yeah, I'm sure that's what they tell you not to do, but it worked out pretty good.
I was going to say, they always say, make sure you focus on your education, don't chase music and stuff. But I mean, let's be honest, it's doing you okay so far.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I know I can speak for everybody that we would not be here if it wasn't for the kind of families that we have and parents who, no matter what, they have encouraged us to chase our dreams. So like that alone is something that I think a lot of people, I mean, I don't want to ever take that for granted because that's huge.
That's amazing.
And one thing I love about your band as well is obviously any type of artist, but it must be so much better when you've got like your mates with you, like your best friends, you're doing it all together. Because I can imagine it getting quite lonely as a solo artist, but reaching all these goals and achievements as like a group must be fantastic feeling together.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I feel like I grew up with brothers, and Zach has sisters, and Garrett's an only child, but
We're the brothers you never had.
but I mean, it's so true. I mean, this can be a very lonely job if you are, because you're traveling so much. So to be able to have each other when we're out on the road, and we just at least you have each other and you're able to goof off and experience. And it's awesome to be able to experience all the highs with each other. But then it also helps when you're going through some lows to help be able to pick each other up. And so I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. So.
Oh, you see, I would pick 100 people, just, but you get what you're stuck with, and I'm more than happy having Blaine. Yeah, he is like my other brother,
like a carer.
Well, yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm in the small chair. He has to help me get out of it.
Yeah, I thought you were probably taller than him, and he just gave you the shorter one to even.
That is exactly what it is.
Like what a baby's got in a car, like a car seat. That's what I'm sat on at the minute.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to help boost the people in your life. But as creatively, now, this might be a bit of an awkward question, but do you guys have very different opinions about certain, like when you're writing music, or are you quite on the same page a lot of the time?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, naturally, there's definitely been those songs that everybody has that gut feeling like, oh, this is magic. We got to do this. And then honestly, like, I feel like individual relationships with songs, just like sometimes there's songs I listen to a year later and I'm like, oh, that is good actually when I didn't like it before, or something that I thought was really good a year later I'm like, it's not as good as I thought. And so
but I mean, you get that. I mean, in a group, you obviously we all grew up in different spots all over the US, and so we grew up with different lifestyles, different culture. I mean, just the whole thing. So we naturally have our own distinct taste when it comes to music, and so sometimes that can be difficult to navigate. But I mean, I feel like what we try to do is just really, if we believe in a song, then I mean, you put that out there, and we're one of those people that's like, I feel like we all have to agree on a song if we want to cut it, and because you don't want to have a big hit. I think we would all actually be okay with a big old hit, but but you don't want to have a song that you essentially never liked and you may have to sing the rest of your life. I mean, I've heard so many stories about artists that's the case. So we try to cut stuff that we all love. So I think that's really important.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've got a tour coming up, haven't you, as well?
We do. The Barclays Tour 2022.
Oh,
awesome.
We'd love to hear about that. How much are you looking forward to it?
It's one of those things where, we got the awesome opportunity to go out with Kane Brown this past year and even before the pandemic, but that was awesome. But I think, through that time, we've been online making these TikToks, making these social media posts, and we've kind of garnered a lot of fans and a lot of people that, kind of discovered us through that time. And I think we're excited to put our own show on and meet everybody who's been supporting us through, the last couple of years. And it'll be exciting to, make our own show, have our own fans there, have everything just be 100% Restless Road. I think we're super jazzed about it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And what's it like working alongside with Kane Brown as well? That must be like, obviously I know you guys kind of joined together, but you went on different paths, and then to come back together, like it's like a reuniting. It must be awesome.
It really is. It was just, this whole thing has been so full circle for us. And like I said earlier, we're just so lucky to have Kane. And really him being a part of it just makes everything that we're doing so much sweeter, because he really is someone that cares about us and we care about him personally. And that really, in this industry, that makes so much difference. There's a lot of, you just don't know who to trust. There's a lot of ups and downs. And so to have someone in your corner who personally cares, like he does, and someone who's been through what you're going through too, to an extent, that's so helpful.
So this is one thing I know Alex was wanting to go and ask you, but you did a collaboration with Kane Brown for Take Me Home, and it's one of mine and Alex's favorite songs. But the way that like you debuted that and like premiered it, you did it live at the Staples Center, wasn't it? On stage with Kane Brown. What a way to like present that to the world.
It was, so that was actually, there's been a couple of different iterations of this band, but that was the first time that we had all sang together as Restless Road on stage. This form was at Staples Center that night. So honestly, it was one of those things. I feel like we all kind of just blacked out in the moment, and it just felt like it went by in an instant. Like we were singing it and then it was over. So it was, but there's nothing like debuting a song in general, but especially on a stage as big as what the Staples Center was. It was something, honestly, that I feel like we'll never forget. That was kind of the very first moment where we got to experience what this was like for all of us. So it's a really special moment for us.
That's amazing. I mean, as Blaine said, that turned into literally one of my favorite songs of all time. I obviously love the original, but your version, and this is gonna hurt saying this, but it beats John Denver's version.
Oh,
for me, personally, for me.
For me.
I'm not starting that argument with anyone listening.
Yeah.
Because
we're not either, but we appreciate you.
Yeah, we do. Hey, listen, I'm from West Virginia, so that's our state song. So it's really
a big compliment.
It's really, it is. It's a very big compliment, because this song was super special to me, because growing up with it, to get to reimagine and get to do something like that after it's been such an important part of your life. It was honestly, it was incredible to get to.
And it was something that we were a little bit nervous about too, knowing that we were going to put that out. But we actually got, some really great validation from one of the original songwriters of Take Me Home, Country Roads. Her name was Taffy Nivert.
Yeah.
Taffy Nivert. She called up Garrett. I'll let him tell you.
Yeah, it was actually one of the wildest things. We had just put the song out, and my mom has a friend who lived in Florida, and her next door neighbor actually happened to be Taffy Nivert. So my mom's friend goes over there and she's like, have you heard this interpolation of the song I wrote? It's by this group called Restless Road. And my mom's friend's like, I know Garrett, I'll call him. So we're all sitting at lunch one day, get a phone call, and she says, hey guys, I got Taffy Nivert, one of the original writers here. She wants to talk to you. And we all talked to her, and she was just absolutely the coolest woman. She had so many cool stories to tell us about, writing that song and spending time with John Denver and her husband, and just the whole thing was nuts. We couldn't believe that actually was happening. We're like, wow. And to get that blessing from her as well was just super cool and super validating. Like you did the original justice.
Oh, that's awesome. Like I said, I mean, thank you for bringing it out, because every morning when I'm driving to work, I put that song on. It literally is just incredible. So,
and you're ready to go home the second you drive to work.
Take me home. He's getting primed up for 5 p.m. He's ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna stop. Stop being a fanboy. That's right. So, just kind of moving on. Now, do each of you have like a favorite moment on being on tour back in 2020 of like, because I know there's been a few videos when you guys got a couple of people on stage while Kane Brown was performing, like someone dressed as Donald Trump and stuff like that. Do you have any kind of other crazy stories that you've done while you're on tour?
Oh, I think I could start with one that was a great memory. My birthday was actually during the tour, and I remember I go backstage and Kane and the whole team had got me a cake that said "Happy Birthday, Princess." It was like, it actually might have had a unicorn on it. Funny enough, but it was very girly. It was a big joke, and then I remember Kane wanted to throw the cake at me, And I told him absolutely not. I did not want any part of that. And then Colton here, he stepped up and he let Kane throw it on him. And we completely trashed the green room.
Ruined
and it was
a good pair of boots. Too.
Yeah, we completely ruined the whole thing. Like the floor was terrible. But I would say that was probably one of my favorite memories. That was a fun time.
I would say
He also had the whole crowd sing happy birthday.
that's
to
true.
him.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That was cool. It was a lot. The most people I've ever had sing happy birthday to me for sure.
I would say a really cool moment. And honestly, I don't even know if this ever came out. I mean, but so we've become good friends with Randy Travis over the past couple of years. And him and his wife, Mary, hit us up and was asking if they could come to our show when we were in Dallas. And for one, when Randy wants to come to a show, you absolutely have to get him there and you have to make it happen. So we were honored to be able to have him there to watch it. And then he came out and honestly, I cried like a baby when all this happened because it was just so cool to watch. They had Randy come out to the center of the stage and Kane sang 3 Wooden Crosses, and to watch the crowd sing that back to Randy after all that he's been through, and to think that, you know, that moment couldn't have been possible without us being able to get him there, and just to watch the joy on his face, to know that you still have that kind of impact on people was honestly, that's what's cool about it, what we do, I feel like, because that has nothing to do with me. And that is probably one of the most memorable moments for me on that tour, just watching that play out and watching that happen. There was nothing like it.
That's awesome.
Well, talking about that as well is like, obviously your Grand Ole Opry debut. Like, I watched the video for that the other day. So like, for anyone that doesn't know, there's like a YouTube video. It's about 8 minutes long on their site. And just to see how much that day meant to you guys as like a collective unit, getting like the parking spot plates, each of you got one of them. Like, you wore your boots and you said this would be the last time these boots will ever touch a stage again.
I haven't worn them since.
And then one of you, I can't remember exactly which one it was, but went on a tour of the Opry like 2 years beforehand. Says the next time I stand on this circle will be when I perform here. So,
yeah.
What was that
day was just nuts. We were pretty much emotional wrecks the whole day. We were crying the whole day, had a bunch of family there, which meant so much to us. And it was just, you know, the hairs on our arms were just constantly standing up the whole day because you're just in the presence of so much history with country music. And it just kind of felt like a big moment where we felt like all the hard work and the letdowns, you know, and on everything that we've been through was starting to pay off. And I think that's why I was so emotional. It's just there was a lot of moments over the last 9 years when it just seemed like this is never going to happen. This is so.
If you ask most country artists, they'll tell you the pinnacle to get to do is the Opry. And so, I mean, that's something that, I mean, all of us had always dreamed of that moment in particular happening, and to get to do it. And you think of all the greats that's ever stood in that circle. And then it's really cool because if you ever get the chance to come to Nashville, go to the Opry, take the backstage tour and walk through it, there's so much history there. And then when you walk out and actually see the circle and see the original wood that Johnny Cash and Conway Twitty and Minnie Pearl and Loretta, all those people, all the way up to Luke Combs and all the people of our generation had stood in. There's nothing like it. They tell you that when you step in it to take it in and to just take a moment, because honestly, it's unbelievable. It's still, it's creaky. Like when you step on it, the wood like creaks because it's still like, it's because it's so old, and it's just honestly really, really incredible. There's no way to honestly describe it. So, but it was, I mean, that's the day that probably to me when it's all said and done, that may be probably the most special day of my life. So, I mean, minus my wife. My wife's watching this. My kid. My kid.
Besides all that,
besides all that,
It's too late. You said it. You said it. It's been recorded. You said
It's
that
on
first.
there.
Yeah, we'll just edit that last bit out there.
Right,
It's just
right.
like best. I would never get you in trouble with your wife and kids.
You're
That's,
good.
that's not my game. So we've seen that you guys are currently been in the recording studio. Is there anything exciting you're working on?
Yeah, we've been off the road for about 2-3 weeks now, and so just taking this time in between Kane's tour and our headline tour coming up, just to be writing as much as possible. So we've been singing. There was one day we think we recorded 3 songs, the other day 2 songs. So we're just trying to stack the songs up so we have, the best stuff we can possibly have to choose from, because we're definitely putting out a lot more music this year. And yeah, that's kind of a fun time where we have a song we just put out, Growing Old With You, which is doing a lot of big things for us. And we're kind of letting that do its thing and taking this time to really explore our sound and see what we want to come out with in the future.
So funny enough, you mentioned that. Obviously, it's been a very successful song of yours, Growing Old With You. So, did you expect that sort of response when you put out that song?
I don't know if
we were hoping for
right?
it. I'm not gonna lie. I really think you got to have a certain sense of.
What's
got
the saying you always say? Expect
nothing. Welcome surprises.
That's awesome.
But at the same time,
nice harmony that.
Yeah. But really, to do anything, you've just got a lot of the stuff that we've already done and a lot of the things that we still want to do. They sound crazy and impossible on paper, and you just honestly have to believe it's possible. And so, yeah, we kind of thought best case scenario, this song could really become a big love song, a wedding song, a song that people are playing, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. It has that kind of potential, as long as we can put in the hard work and God can let everything else fall into place. We really thought that was possible. And so far, the start to it has been amazing and bigger than any other song we've put out. So things are going in the right direction, it looks like. And yeah, super excited about it. And we got to play it on our favorite TV show, The Bachelor.
So, because when I've read a funny story about you guys, when you found out about the Bachelor wanting you to play the song, you nearly crashed your car.
Yeah,
very true.
I like how you say that's a funny story.
No, it actually is.
It was a very true story,
though. We've been fans of that show just for years. I mean, I think it's just kind of one of those fun, relaxing things that we've always kind of done in our spare time, because if we didn't already have enough drama in our life as it is, it's just fun to kind of for an hour, just lean back, watch
laugh at other people's problems.
Yeah, laugh at the other problems. But, we've been a fan of that show for a long time. And, that was one of those funny things that we had told our management when we first started working with Kane and his team. They were like, so what are your goals? What do you want to do? And we said two major things we want to achieve is we want to play the Grand Ole Opry and we want to be on The Bachelor. Because it was just one of those, it was just our thing, we wanted to make an appearance, and a lot of country artists, perform songs on there. And so seeing everybody else that we know do it, it kind of even made us want to, to do it even more.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because notably, we don't get it across in the UK. We don't have it on any of our TV shows. But Chase Rice was on it a couple of years ago, and they did him dirty on there.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
We were on tour with him. We got to joke about that a lot. It was funny.
We told him we were like, hey man, we're gonna be on The Bachelor, and he said, good luck.
I don't know how he kept his cool mind.
We're actually too, speaking because you guys don't get the Bachelor, we're also big Love Island fans. Do you guys watch that show?
No,
but we know. And I will say this, I think the UK version, I think it's probably the best one out of all of them.
That's what we got hooked on it with, starting with the UK version. It was good.
Yeah.
We watched
season 4, Love Island UK, can't be beat. I would highly recommend you go back and watch it, because it was.
If you need any drama in your life,
it's very good. Very.
A couple of my friends have been on it. They were in season 1 and 2, and
really,
honestly, it's not a true representation of these people.
None of these shows are.
Oh, yeah.
That's the reason we don't like it, because them sort of people don't exist in the UK. A very small minority.
No,
and they're
no.
left to their own devices.
I mean, I don't watch it because if I watched it with my partner, she might be thinking, "Why don't you look like that?" And I just can't afford that, right?
Hey, bro, that's why I watch it by myself.
That would be the sensible thing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like my partner, like with that song, "Growing Up with You," I'm gonna convince it to be our wedding song.
Oh my gosh, we may have to take a trip across the
Yeah,
pond.
we need to come up. We
Is
need
this
to
our
come-
chance?
Yeah,
Oh.
dude, we need to come to your wedding and play it for you.
Hey, this is recorded. Remember,
This is
Yeah,
recorded.
yeah.
Verbal
This-
contract right
yeah.
here.
I'm sticking with that. I tell you-
Joey, book us a plane ticket.
We're going global.
oh,
That's
I-
awesome.
I-
Wait,
I
when
agree with
are
that.
you getting married? Do you know?
It'll be next year, 2023, possibly April, and it's all depending of the C word.
Oh,
So yeah, because we
Yeah,
luckily had to put it off in 2020.
the he who must not be named.
Yeah,
That's
the
the global.
Wrong.
He's like,
there's 2 C words.
it reminds me. I'm sorry, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and so
My
I was
partner.
literally watching it last night,
oh no,
and
You always
they,
watch that.
I know. Well, I have an obsession. It's honestly, it really is an obsession, and that's why I said the he who must not be named, because that's. What
oh,
they
I
say.
fully understand. I've watched it too many times.
The disease.
I've literally.
Shall not be
I
named.
couldn't tell
We
you.
got a Harry Potter trivia game, and we were playing it on our bus, like when we were bored on the road. And like the questions were just ridiculously hard. It was like, what color of scarf was Hermione wearing in this scene?
in
And
movie
it
5,
was
episode 2 at
just
2
like-
hours. And
It was like
36
for diehard fans. I was
It was
so
red.
minutes. yeah, it probably was.
Do y'all
You're
have
probably right.
HBO Max in the UK? Is that a thing?
No,
Oh my
we
gosh.
can stream it, but that's
I
all.
looked last night, and I didn't even know this was a thing. There is a Harry Potter TV game show that they just come
No.
out with,
No.
Really?
and if our publicist doesn't get me on that, then the whole world's going wrong. I've got to somehow make it happen.
I
I've
actually
got to
wanna
make it
be-
happen.
I want to be on the Wheel of Fortune. I love that show.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, we'll make an offer to you. So whenever you come across to the UK, come and visit us up in Newcastle. And quite a bit of Harry Potter was filmed up here, where they play Quidditch,
Yeah.
and at Castle. Like we'll take you to like the front doors of Hogwarts.
We'll take you to we'll
Oh,
take you on a tour.
cathedral.
Oh my
That
God,
sounds incredible.
it sounds incredible. We'll just play your wedding, and then we'll just
Yeah.
we'll go
come-
Harry
the
Potter
wedding
like.
weekend.
This,
Yeah.
this is
You know
sounding
what,
too
that-
perfect.
It is really cool for us to be talking with y'all, because one of our biggest goals is, we know country music can go global, and we want to be a part of that. And like we want to be part of going to these other countries and spreading our music and what country music is about. And so it's cool that y'all are fans over there, and yeah, it means a lot to us to be able to talk.
Well,
with
and
y'all.
we really appreciate what y'all do, just in general, just because I
Oh,
mean,
thank
y'all help us and help other artists that are in the US and all around the world be able to get more music out. I think that country, like Zach said, it can be global, and I think it will be. And it's not only because of people like us, but because of people like y'all. So
Oh,
But yeah,
thanks.
well, next week we're like there's a big festival happening in the UK, and it happens in London, Glasgow, Dublin, and the likes of Luke Combs is coming across.
is it
and
C to
Miranda
C?
Lambert. Yeah.
Yeah,
C to C? Yeah,
Yeah.
we would love that's
we
love
would have loved you to be over. Like,
Yeah.
We were hoping that because was it about a couple of months ago, they were still announcing new lineups, and we
Right.
both actually said to each other, "I wonder if Restless Road will be appearing."
Maybe
Hey,
2023.
Yeah,
might be our year.
2023
Yeah,
might be the
we'll
year.
be there soon enough, I'm sure.
Oh,
May have to come twice. I mean, now for your wedding, the and C to C.
We'll try and link it.
Yeah, it's always in March. So then if you're getting
Yeah,
married
March,
April,
April.
you'll have an extended month.
Yeah, just an extended vacation over there.
Yeah, and then we'll take you to Harry Potter, and but yeah, are you a Gryffindor by any chance?
Oh,
or-
I'm Gryffindor, but I have Slytherin tendencies.
You're
as
a
well.
Gryffindor wing Slytherin.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
mi-
I'm
he
very
minored.
much kind of how Harry is. Yeah, you know,
minored in
you have a little
Slytherin.
bit of both.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I'm just full blown out Gryffindor apparently.
Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
I took a test and it said
Slytherin.
I was a Slytherin.
Yeah, no offense. Yeah, like, yeah, you've got that about you. I think there's a dark side to you.
Oh man, if I had $1 for every time I heard that.
You look like you'd be like a Hufflepuff.
Oh,
You can't even.
nobody even knows. Okay,
no one watching will ever believe I'm a Hufflepuff.
no one. I don't even know what a Hufflepuff characteristics are really. I think the big two. It's like the Gryffindor and Slytherin. That's like the ones everyone wants to be.
Yeah, to be fair, Ravenclaw
Good and
and
evil.
Hufflepuff are just side.
Yeah.
You never hear about Ravenclaw. When has someone been like, I'm a Ravenclaw?
There's people out there.
I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like you never hear.
My partner is a Ravenclaw.
Okay, so stand corrected.
Yeah. just putting you right there. That's all. Just, you know, everyone has a little bit of Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw in them somewhere.
That's true.
But anyway, like away from Harry Potter. Sorry, we might come back to it. Maybe, but so we know that you got your tour coming up. We know that you've been recording. You got some exciting things. Is there anything maybe like in the later future that you guys really want to do? Obviously, I know that you want to be on the Wheel of Fortune, but maybe something like, is there a bit of a bigger, stage for you maybe?
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, you know what we were talking about the other day? That would be awesome. We would love, I think, to play Houston has like one of the biggest rodeos, the Houston Rodeo. Oh, yeah. And we had been seeing like Cody Johnson or other people playing it. And I think we would love to play there because we actually were going to kind of play with Kane. That was the day that the pandemic hit, actually. We were supposed to come out and sing a song, our Take Me Home song with him. And we never actually got a chance to play that. So I think that would probably be a really cool venue, cool thing to experience going back as like kind of a, headliner type deal.
Yeah, I mean, cool venues. I mean, Red Rocks would be a cool place to play. Never visited there. Would love to see that.
I think though, just what we said before though, too, just going to even overseas and playing in other countries. I feel like that's kind of like one of our big goals right now.
You know, when we were on the X Factor at the time, it was like in 2013. I think One Direction had a 3D movie that was in theaters.
Heck yeah!
And I remember we'd watch it in theaters, and all I could think about was one day we got to have our own 3D movie. It was like a concert movie or something like that. Would be so cool. Like, I know the Jonas Brothers had.
I was just about to say Jonas Brothers did.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, doing something like that would be epic.
I have the logo planned out. Restless Road, the A, like half of the A is a 3, and then the D, and then it could just be in red, and it's just called Restless Road.
Yeah.
Restless Road 3D.
Genius.
Well, we've heard it here first.
Yeah. But one thing I must say about like you guys as well is that you've got such a foothold in like the country music scene at the minute, because there's nothing like a trio like yourselves, like that's young, like you've got it all going for yourselves. You've got great music, you've got the look, everything. So like, honestly, the world's your oyster.
Well, that's our goal. I mean, that's what that was the whole point. I know when me and Zach started forming, like when we formed the group, we'd always talked about, you always hear like in trios, or I mean, even in duos, there's always one lead singer. And but we wanted to be like that group that, I mean, it's kind of generally a pop thing to do. There's a lot of pop groups and stuff where there's multiple lead singers, but actually we posted a TikTok the other day, and I couldn't tell you how many times early on when we first formed this, it was like we had so many people tell you it can't be done. It can't be done in country music. There can't be 3 lead singers. It's too confusing. People won't do it. I mean, we heard every excuse possible. And it took a long time to get people to believe in what we wanted to do. And but now, I mean, that's honestly what's most exciting about all this, is that when you think of people, there's always these superstars that come about that there wasn't somebody like them. And then they come and they're a trailblazer for a whole new sound of music. And that's what's most exciting for us right now, is to think that, you know what, maybe we can be that one day. And maybe there'll be other groups down the years that when you look back and you say, well, that Restless Road was who trailblazed that whole new sound in country music, where there's more people, because I mean, that's what you don't want when somebody tells you you can't do something, your first instinct is to go, well, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to find a way to make it happen. And
Damn right.
I feel like we're just now kind of starting to see the fruits of our labor, like going throughout all this, and it's been really cool to watch. And I think we're just excited because you never know what's going to happen, but we're optimistic that we're hopefully going to be doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, even in the darkest moments of the band, when things, I mean, I'm talking like right after the X Factor was done, things weren't looking good. I mean, there's been a couple times where things weren't looking good, and if it wasn't for the fact that I felt like what we're trying to do is so different, there isn't anything that to me made it worth continuing, because it's like I know there's not anyone trying to do what we're trying to do. And that's I think one of the things behind our success right now is just like you said, there's not there's not a 3-part group that's having 3 different singers, and it's made things harder at first, but I think it'll all pay off, as we continue forward, because that's kind of what makes I think my favorite superstar people. There's something about them that just like you can only get with them. It's only if you want to see someone like Garth Brooks, you have to watch Garth Brooks. There's no one else like it, So it's just finding that was our thing. The different voices, that was our thing. That's like, this is what's going to make us different, and it's going to be something that's an obstacle that's going to turn into our strength.
Oh, definitely.
It's like almost like Brooks and Dunn when they probably first came out, or like Lady A, like with male and female singers, sort of just something completely different that is going to revamp the country music scene. Because a lot of people think country music, they go like back to the traditional days of like Hank, Willie, like Dolly, but like you guys are just putting your stamp on your own thing, and it's just awesome to watch.
Well,
definitely working.
When you said Lady A, so Charles Kelly is one of the writers on Growing Old with You.
Right.
And we were just with him the other day, and he said initially what you just said was that there's nothing like us right now. And hopefully people will take to that. That's what's always, I feel like, the kind of the up in the air kind of thing is like, are you different enough and people are going to like the different, or are you different and people don't want to accept the fact that it is different? But right now it looks like they're leaning in the good direction. So, but I think all of us are just really excited to kind of see what this year, because this is kind of our first year where it's a clean slate with the he who must not be named. And we're excited to see kind of what all can happen this year.
And y'all keep your eyes out, because we're playing the Grand Ole Opry again later this month with Lady A, same night as them. So maybe we can make a little collab happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome to watch. I think, is that on March the 24th?
23rd.
23rd. Oh,
come on, man, do your research.
But obviously, like, you guys are doing something right, because you've got like 2.1 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously, and like a huge following on like Instagram and Facebook. So obviously you're doing something right. So just keep doing what you're doing, and trust is you'll rise to the top.
I appreciate it.
Especially when you come over to the UK, I guarantee you would be huge here. Like, so when your name gets further out of field, and this is why we love doing this podcast, because this is giving the opportunity for people in the UK to like know who Restless Road is, and if they don't already. And honestly, you guys would smash the UK.
So thank you so much. We
definitely want to.
We're going to.
We're gonna make it come true. We're manifesting it. It's gonna happen.
You definitely have to get in touch, and hopefully we might be able to try and set you up with some places as well.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
That'd be so cool. Because the beauty is as well, like just when Blaine was talking before about like each of you have a very unique, different voice as well. Like you've got like, well, for example, like Colton, like you've got that kind of tenor, very like smooth, and then obviously Zach's got the bass.
Oh,
the bass.
Yeah.
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 Weapon.
Honestly, it's like like the bass is so cool. Like you can hear it. So like just when you're singing normally as well, it's just like this lovely bass noise. I'm gonna.
I don't want to burst your bubble. It's just that I have this microphone. It's a special microphone, and it has a button on it. And when I hit the button, it makes my voice drop lower.
It goes down an octave. You know, he can go down.
Wouldn't that be awesome though if you could actually do that?
I actually sing like this.
I was gonna say I would have thought that was Garrett. I mean,
Right?
Oh, that.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
no! I feel gutted now that it's a button.
Very emasculated.
Yeah.
that it's a button.
And Colton's mullet's not even real.
It's
That's-
not even real.
it's
It's
a
a
clip-on.
clip-on.
It's just extension.
We would take it out, but it's sewed in.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
We're just like we're all fake. Like you have no mullet.
It's all
you
the
can't really
fake.
sing low. Like I'm not even a real person. I'm an
Yeah.
AI robot.
Jared
Like,
doesn't even have
Oh my
legs.
God.
You're actually in a trailer. That's just a backdrop that we've got.
yeah. You got a great green screen behind us.
Oh.
One thing I have to ask about the mullet is because I grew one during lockdown, but it
Try.
was not as
Try.
majestic as that.
I
Like,
need
how
to
long
see
did that
pictures of
take?
that. So I started growing it in February of 21. Yeah, February 2021. So, gosh, it's already been a year.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
Man, you got some great growth.
It
back there,
was-
man.
It's kind of just been an evolution. Like we've been looking back. We actually were just talking about this the other day. We were looking at all these pictures, like for like ad mats, like for our tour and all this. And I haven't really we haven't had a photo shoot since my mullet has been full blown. So we gotta get another one because it's funny. I wish one of us had. Hold on, let me see if I do.
It's a shame that you missed your hair anniversary.
the hairiversary. Oh my God. I'm putting that down on my phone. I'm gonna have to figure out. I gotta go back to when it was. But we actually took all these pics, like all of our try to do something different. Like most artists have like pick where their signatures on it and it says like Restless Road or something like that. But we wanted to do something kind of out of the box. So we took and Garrett cut out all of our heads. So my pick has like my big mullet on it. And you kind of collect. You have to collect all three of ours. And we joked that we're going to start. We need to get like hologrammed ones that it's kind of just an Easter egg one. If you get that, you got to collect all three, and then you get the hologrammed Restless Road. The thing. So I need to see pictures though of this mullet because I bet you it was better than what you say it was.
It really
We
wasn't.
need to start MF, we need to
Really?
start it. We need to start an MFT collection of mullet fungible.
How long
patronage.
did you grow it for?
Boy, it must have been about 8 months.
Yeah, you got to nearly a year.
And then I had to go back
okay,
to
then
work.
it was.
That's our guitar picks. That's Colton's. That's Garrett.
Oh wow. Hey, you suit it. Oh no.
Listen, if you got to 8 months though with a mullet, it had to have been pretty good.
It was pretty good because like one of our friends is like Ernest and
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
They're like
got a
obviously
gnarly
got
mullet.
advice off them. So they said like how to do it and stuff. But I had to go back to work and I really did not suit it very well.
No.
So
No,
it
no,
was
no,
terrible.
that's not the story. He went to the hairdressers and he wanted just to get the side shaved. And what they didn't understand is because they're so
English.
used to they're so used to getting back and sides. So when he asked just for the sides, they end up shaving the back off as well.
I was raging.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Listen,
You were like betrayed.
if
Yeah.
that happened to me over here,
Oh, I would not.
I don't even know what I'd do. I honestly would probably cry, like walking out of like, I would honestly probably cry in the moment. I've said that I'm going to be that guy that you see that's like when they're 50, they're still rocking. Like West Virginia, so that's where I'm from. And you tend to see people who still rock the same hairstyles that they did in high school. And they're like in their 60s or 70s and they still have a rock and mullet. That's going to be me.
Wow.
It's never going to
You're
go out of
committed to it,
style.
man. It's a lifelong.
Is the
journey.
mullet though a thing over in the UK?
It is now for some horrible reason.
Bit
Like
harsh.
everyone's got it, but I know I'm gonna. Honestly, you've inspired us to grow it back now, and I'm gonna grow it back, and I'm gonna get like Joe Dirt.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, listen, I want to see when we see you next year. You gotta be
You gotta
having
show
one.
up with the mullet.
Gotta have one.
100%.
I'm sorry, he's not coming to my wedding with me. He did not suit it.
So is he not going to sing then at your wedding?
No.
Oh,
He
so
suits
allowed.
it.
It's allowed, is it?
No,
Listen,
it's
I can
different.
I do this, and the guys hate it.
No. Yeah,
I always
we always joke that this is his
Oh.
1700s like
I put it in.
Like
I can put it like in this little
colonial
ponytail.
man.
I swear Michael Jackson had a hairstyle like that with the ponytail.
We call that the Paul Revere.
It's the
dude.
Paul Revere. Is what we like to call it. It's just
It's so funny because it's like not long enough to be a ponytail. It just kind of sticks out, and it just for some reason looks colonial. I don't know why.
it does. It does.
Yeah. I mean, if I was standing behind you and you had your hair like that, I'd be like, oh, get up, wait, just right in your face.
Like I played football, so when I had mine, I was running down the wings playing football, and it was just in the breeze. It
Blowing,
looked
dude.
majestic.
That's when like you can hear like birds calling from it. It's
Yeah.
like I always say that like when I get some good air running through it, like there's eagles like calling in the background. There's like an American flag just waving behind me.
Oh, dude, absolutely. Just
It's
beer.
because they were nesting in there. That's the problem. It was
Because
scruffy.
Because
Yeah,
they're-
Like,
all water in the surrounding area turns to beer.
That's
and
true.
The eagles scream and grills get lit up. It's just as American as it
If
can get.
Coors Light really wanted to sell a commercial, they'd have a guy with a mullet and an eagle on his shoulder, American flag in the background holding the Coors Light. If that wouldn't sell, I wouldn't know what would.
Yeah, it would just be you dressed as Uncle Sam.
That's it. That's it.
100%.
That's it. 1000%.
I love how you're encouraging this. Right. But well, to be fair, there is no more questions. That was like, it's been so much fun talking to you guys. And if you've got a spare couple of minutes just when we finish, we would love to carry on just chatting with
Oh
you.
yeah, no, we're
But I honestly, that was so much fun. It was great getting to know you. Hopefully all our listeners now know more about Restless Road, and hopefully you're going to be coming over to the UK and everyone's going to be wanting to come to my wedding now. And
Yeah.
they're not invited. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
That they want to come. It might be a ticket event at this rate.
right. Just make some money off of it.
Yeah.
See what
Pay for it.
see what your fiance thinks about that.
Oh, I tell you what, if
It might pay for the wedding.
it will pay for the wedding. Believe me, what I'm going to charge. But guys, thank you so much for coming on and spending time with us. It's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And we
Thanks
hope you
for
enjoy
having
the rest of your days. Days?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded like
That's sinister.
yeah, that sounded so sinister. I was
Oh,
gonna say-
wow.
I mean, I know we're all gonna die.
hope
That sounded like a little too soon.
Enjoy it while you can.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Enjoy your career because next week it's over.
The end of days. Well, that was funny. I like that.
But, Lynn, you
This
better
has
say
been
the
a
goodbyes
bad-
now. I'm just...
Well,
The best hitter.
it's been fantastic talking to you guys. And once again, thank you so much for coming on, and enjoy the rest of your day.
That's what I was trying to say.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, guys.